Okay, today the new parts arrived. I've got the springs, I've got the new pins, and I've got a new gear. So if you look at the springs, these are the old. I've already taken them out. And if you look at the springs, you're going to find that if you line them up side by side, I've got different length springs. Some are longer than the others. So I've already replaced the springs. The pins, they're very shiny and show very little signs of wear, but they were $3 a piece, so I replaced them. Springs were about $3 a piece, I replaced them. So now it's just a matter of putting it back together. Now keeping in mind that each of these 3 screws have washers. One didn't come out, so you got to make sure you get it in the right hole that needs the washers. If you don't, you'll see real quick from the bottom because one will protrude longer than the other. So it's important you put these in and use Loctite. For the sake of the video, I'm not going to use it. I'm just going to tighten them down. I'll take it back apart and re-Loctite everything. I put the large socket in here to keep the pins in place. That way I don't have to keep taking it apart to put it in and be ginger with it. So I can hit it with the impact gun and know it. Now if you look at the new gear and you look at the old gear, you'll see 2 different surfaces. The new gear has a real rough surface on it. The old gear is polished. So I'm replacing the old gear. Found it on eBay for $14, brand new original Kawasaki part. So you install this the same way you install the other one. You counterclockwise, turn your socket out, your pins will fall back out into the far extend. Make sure that there's 2 flat bearing washers. Make sure the one's on the bottom, which it is. You take your bearing, stick your bearing in, and then you take your new gear, and as you set it on, you spin it counterclockwise with just a little bit of force, and that'll spread the gears out and allow it to go. Then you take your flat washer, and then you take your snap ring. Make sure your snap ring's all the way down in the groove. And once it's all the way down in the groove, you click it into place. So now you have a nice spin, but a lock. So you can see how it spins very freely, and then it locks. And you can also see that all 3 screws are protruding the exact same distance, less than half a thread. So now we're going to put it in the bike. And we're going to install it just enough so we can turn it over so the one-way clutch goes in the right way, of course, with the gear. And you line your gear up through the teeth and you push it through, and then you line it up through the other side. Sometimes this is a new gear, so I expect it to be just a little difficult, but so it's working. So the next thing you do is you put on your alternator compensator sprocket here. And you tighten the screw down.